Hey y'all. Hey Cherie. Welcome to the live, y'all. I'm gonna give people a few minutes to get in so I could tell y'all what I saw. Okay. And truth be told, I'm still a little shook. Okay. Every time I think about what I saw, I get shook all over again. Every time I start thinking about it, it's like, oh my God. Hey, Cherise. Hey, California girl. Yeah, every time I think about it, it really it's very much so disturbing. Okay. Hey, Annie. And I'm gonna take you guys through um I guess I'll call it four scenes, like scenes in a movie, kind of. It was. And I'll just explain to you what I saw, what I thought about it later. I still think about some of the stuff I saw all the time. It's like the images are like engraved in my head, and it's very scary. Hey, Sassy. Hey, Yaya. Hey, my flower. Hey, Instructable A. Shout out to Brooke Valentine. I didn't know she was in here earlier. Hey, Denise. So I'm going to tell y'all about the visions that I had and my experience in hell. And like I said, I'm still shook, even though some of these things I saw years ago. I still, when I think about it, it shakes me. It's like, whoa, it's way too much. I have told these visions like to my family and my friends, so they know about these. When I was having them, I would tell people because it would just blow my mind. Okay. Um, the very first time that it happened to me, I was actually at my girlfriend's house, and we were all just smoking. Uh, okay, we're back. I was hanging out with a bunch of my girlfriends. Hey, Miss Yuri. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Forever Lisa. Hey, Callie. I starting to get on my nerves. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully the live won't cut up. I want to do something about this, okay? About this, because this is outrageous. They're no longer working outside. So this, I don't know why it's happening. My network is moving slow or something. I don't know. But basically, the first time it happened, I was hanging out with my girlfriends, and we were smoking weed and drinking. And I went into my friend's bedroom and laid down like this, and I knew I was going down. Girl just kicked me all the way out. It kicked me all the way out. I'm about to come in on my phone. If I come in on my phone, though, How can I see my notes? Oh, Princess, can I use your phone, please? I need it for my live because my live is cutting up and I'll get it back. I'm gonna come in on my phone and use her phone for my notes. What you say, baby? I need it, baby. You want me to call it? Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna come in. Right. I sound good now? Okay. Okay, let me see it, mama. Give me 1 second, y'all. Because I want y'all to be able to hear this. And it's good now, but it may act funny later. So we'll just come in through the phone. Thank you, baby. I'll give it right back. Let me see if my notes went over here. Yep, they did. Okay, yeah, they came over. Oh, they still coming over. I got so many notes in this phone. I took notes because I didn't want to forget anything and skip over anything. Which note is this? April 5th. What's today? Today is the 5th. So I must have edited it today or added. Make sure. I'm just going to make sure. Okay, it's in here. I'm about to come in through my phone because I don't have time to play with StreamYard tonight. So you'll be able to see me still, but you're going to be able to hear me from the phone. Oh, I got it myself. You always take notes because I'll get caught up and leave stuff out that I really wanted to say. Come on, thing. Okay. Let me put, yeah, still acting. So give me just 1 second. That's how we going to do this tonight. Absolutely. So let me go mute, allow. Yes. Can y'all hear me? Now this sound ought to be much better. Let me know how it sounds. Yeah, it be mad, California. Is that 1,000% better? Okay, so y'all can still hear me and see me. Okay, good. Moving right along. I don't have time for StreamYard tonight because this is something else. Okay, so what I was saying was the first time that I feel that my first experience was I was hanging out with my girlfriends. We were drinking and smoking, and I went in one of my friends' the girls whose house we were at. I went into her bedroom to take a nap because I got sleepy. And I immediately was felt myself just falling like faster than you could ever imagine. Like a million miles an hour, just going so fast, and I was going down. Um when I finally stopped falling, I was presented like with these scenes, all of these like scenes. And they were scenes from things that I had done. Like it was one scene that was so crazy. One of the scenes that I saw was something that had happened a long time before this incident. It had happened many years before this incident. And in this scene, I was driving through, it was exactly how it happened, right? I had forgotten all about it. But in this scene, I was driving through Popeyes and ordering chicken. But at the time that I was doing that, I was singing in this choir, and was in all this stuff happening in real life. I was singing in this choir. I was singing in the choir at my old church, and the choir was on a fast. Like the whole church was on a fast. But I had decided I'm not going on a fast. I'm going to Popeyes. I was like, I'm not going on a fast. I'm going to Popeyes. So when I began to fall, and when I finally stopped falling, that scene was before me, and it was very strange. Like, now, why am I seeing this? As a matter of fact, I had forgotten all about that. Because, see, at this time, I had to be like, I don't know, in my late 20s. And that particular time when the choir and the church was on a fast, I was like maybe just turning 20. So, but that was one of the scenes that God allowed me to see. Okay. So that was like my first introduction to like falling into like a deep darkness and going down real fast. Okay. Now looking back, I believe God was telling me, you are going to answer for that time when y'all was supposed to be fasting and you was driving through Popeyes. I took it lightly when it was happening, but obviously God didn't find nothing about it funny. Okay. I remember even being at church at rehearsal and them asking, hey, we still fasting? And because I was actually on my way to choir rehearsal. Okay. And this happened in real life. But this was a scene that God put before me. um and I recall like saying to the rest of the choir members were like, yeah, we fasting. And I was standing in the choir stand like, not me. I just left Popeyes on the way over here. But that was my first experience going down that fast, traveling into that tunnel, and experiencing that. What was interesting was when it happened, I wasn't scared. I mean, as I'm falling, because this fall felt like it was just going on and on, like I kept falling and falling. And when that happened, I just wasn't, it didn't scare that part for some reason, it didn't scare me. And I don't know if it was because I was high, I don't know what it was, but just was not afraid, right? Um, and then after that, I had another vision of hell. And in this vision, the Shalina that existed at the time was standing on this huge like cliff, right? And it was a huge space, like a gulf. It was huge, almost picture like a lake, kind of big. Everything in the spirit realm is like humongous. Okay. So the Shalina that I was at the time of the vision was standing, like I could see myself standing on this cliff. It was this huge gulf between me, and it was a Shalina across. The Shalina that was standing across was yelling to the current Shalina. Now, this is at the time I had this one, this is who I was. Like, I knew this is my present state. But across this like gulf that was like as wide and big as a lake was another Shalina, and she was screaming to me, get over here, get over here. Okay. So that was that one. And I believe that one was my future self begging who I was at the time to get over there. Like, become who I'm called. and it was so, it's so crazy that even now I'm hearing myself explain it, but it was like the future Shalina was screaming at the current Shalina, and the future Shalina in that vision looked nothing like me, but it was me. It was like a very much so improved, beautiful, happy, complete version of myself. And it was very strange because the current Shalina that she was screaming at couldn't go over there. It was too much space between us. It just wasn't possible. But she was screaming, get over here, get over here. Okay. Then there was a time, one time I was real depressed, right? And I'll talk more about what I've been through as far as being going through depression and stuff like that. But I was real depressed one time, and I was laying on my couch, because even when I was real depressed, I was still always pray, because I was literally like on the verge of suicide. Like it was that serious. Like I was so depressed and so helpless. I thought that it wasn't even worth it. So one day I was laying on my couch. Now, this is about 10 years after that time at my friend's house. So now at this point in real life, I'm like 30 some years old. But I was depressed and I was laying on my couch, and it happened again. I went to sleep and I started falling. Now, because into that darkness where I was going down, like I was traveling, felt like a million miles an hour for at least 60 seconds, just going. There is no brace yourself. There is no try to stop it, nothing. You don't have control. You just go. So it, I was in a major depression at the time, and I was asleep on the couch, and it happened again. I closed my eyes and I started falling. The crazy thing about it was when I started falling, because of the state of mind I was in, I felt like I'm dying and I didn't care. Mhm. I felt like I'm dying, but I don't care. I really, honest to God, did not care. I didn't have any fear. It wasn't like you don't even think about like the people that love you or nothing like that. I was just falling. I knew I was falling. Like in my subconscious, I knew what was going on because I kind of had experienced that type of fall before. And I knew what was going on, but I just didn't care. I felt like, let's go. This is my time. And of course, I didn't have Leah at the time, but I was saying to myself, let's go. Okay. Very ignorant. I was being very ignorant. I didn't know any better. And God knew I didn't know any better because I was ready. And in this time though, when I fell, when I started to fall, I ended up at this scene. Now check this out. When I fell and ended up at this particular, I'm calling it scenes because I'm trying to give you the picture of like how they do in the movies with scenes and how they could cut from one scene to the next. But when you're having that type of experience, it's not like cut next. It's just next. Like you're just taken to the next thing. So I began to fall. I didn't care. When I landed, it was in this scene. Check this out. It was like a basement, but like the not a home basement, more like a warehouse basement. And there was cement everywhere. And it was cold. It wasn't nothing comforting about it at all. It was like cold. And I remember feeling like, why am I here? Okay. Because the people that were there in this like warehouse basement, they had all this stuff going on. And it seemed so just why am I here? And what I saw was this man. He was not a tall man. He was a Caucasian man in the vision. He was not tall. He was actually kind of short. Okay. And I saw this man walking this thing. It was half horse and half woman. It was half horse, half woman. The horse's tail was like human hair, like a ponytail. The behind of the horse was like a big old a woman's booty, but it was huge, right? And the horse in the face of this horse, like the front part of the horse was a woman's, but like the different parts of the horse had like women parts. Like the booty part was definitely human. The ponytail was like something that looked like what a human female would wear. And this man had this half horse, half woman on a chain and was walking this horse into a cave. And this horse was very unruly. It was very unruly. God later revealed to me that there was a spirit of pornography that He allowed me to see. That's what pornography looks like in the spirit. And that blew me. I would engage at times in pornography, but I never saw myself as like an addict or a porn addict or nothing like that. But I saw myself in hell having to witness this half woman, half horse with a chain. And it wasn't just a chain, it was like a thick, like the links on the chain was like this big, each link. And the man, it was like a little short man. The horse was way bigger than the man that was walking it into this cave. And the horse was like all unruly, but it was a woman. It was so like what the heck is this? But later God showed me that is pornography. That is what porn looks like in the spirit realm. Okay. Then at this same time that I saw that with the man and the walking the horse into the cave, I was ejected into another scene. And at this scene, I was standing in a huge field. Huge. I can't, like when God shows you stuff and when God shows you how stuff look to Him and the massiveness of heaven and the massiveness of hell, when you come back, you can't, there is nothing to compare it to. I would come out of these visions and be looking around like, okay, I saw that half woman, half horse. What was it as big as? Like, was it as big as my apartment? No, I was bigger than that. It's like that. Like you try to make yourself imagine it once you come out of it, and you can't. You just left with the images in your head. So I went to another scene where I was standing in this humongous field. It was huge. Like there was no ending. There was no ending. I could see behind me. This field just went on and on and on. There was no ending to it. But it was beautiful. Check this out. It was beautiful. It had like flowers. It was just, did they, child? Ah, okay, whatever. It was absolutely beautiful, right? But I'm standing on a cliff again, and over the cliff is a whole bunch of weed, marijuana. But the where I was standing, where the scene landed me, I was in a place where it was all beauty. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I was standing on this cliff, and below me, I could see just all this marijuana. And in the vision, I literally jumped. I literally jumped. I left the beautiful field that I was in and jumped just to get to the marijuana. For a long time, I didn't know what in the world that meant. I didn't know. I never could. I never could figure out for a long time until just recently. But for a long time, that would bother me. Like, why would I leave that big old pretty field that I'm standing in to jump down there? And of course, it was all like brown and green. It was like stale looking compared to where I was. When I do the live about what God showed me about smoking marijuana, I'm going to explain to y'all what that meant, because God finally told me what that meant. But I would beat myself up for the longest because I knew it was real. I knew God was trying to show me something, but I felt stupid. Like, why would you do that? Look at all the stuff you were standing under. It was beautiful, lit up, extra light, but down below was all dark and grimy and grimy. But I guess because my appetite for the marijuana, I jumped. Okay. What I need you to know is the that that particular vision, that was a reoccurring. How do I explain that? That kept going on and on and on. I would be able to go back up to the where the beautiful flowers were, and I would make another decision to jump back down there. It was almost like this was gonna go on forever. I was in hell, and I was gonna keep making the same decision to leave this beautiful place I'm at and keep jumping, and I couldn't control it. The urge of it, even in the vision, the urge of it, I would just stare until I jumped. Then I come back and stare again, and then jump. And I'll tell y'all later what that meant. Um, then it cut me to another scene. Now, when I saw myself constantly leaving this beautiful field to jump down there with the marijuana trees or plants or whatever, um, that I knew that was something that I was gonna have to do forever. I knew in the vision, I knew this is a place I am, and I am going to keep staying here. Like, this is my final destination. Like, I felt and I knew that in the vision. Then I was cut to another scene where I was, how do I even say it? Suspended in outer darkness. I knew I was in hell. And it was almost like the darkness was alive, if that makes sense. It was pitch black, couldn't see nothing. But I could feel the darkness. The darkness was alive. And I was suspended in this darkness, in this out of darkness. It was dark everywhere, but I was suspended, and it was almost like being pinned up against a wall. It was like being pinned up against an invisible wall. What was so interesting about it was I didn't see fire, I didn't see flames, I didn't see that. I was hell. I was the one burning. I'm in this darkness, like suspended up in the air. Ain't nothing below me, ain't nothing above me. It's just all darkness. But I had become hell. My body looked like coal, burning coal, black and red. And I knew I was going to be suspended up against that wall, or whatever that gravity was that had me stuck in outer darkness. I knew I was going to be there forever. I remember in the vision feeling like I never felt like I didn't belong there. I remember feeling like I belong here. It was the strangest thing in the world. It wasn't like, oh Lord, why am I here? Or one day I'm gonna get out. Mm-mm. It wasn't no. It wasn't like one day you're gonna get out. One day, you're not gonna be in this darkness. And I didn't see nobody. Wasn't nobody there but me. In this vision, nobody was there but me. But I myself was healed, and that one bothered me for a long time. When I was there, though, somehow, like when you having these visions, somehow, like what's going on. Like you still very much so aware, like you have all of your senses and stuff. It wasn't like my body wasn't there. No, my body was there. My senses were there. I could see, I could hear, I could smell, all that. But and I definitely could feel. And I was just like hanging in space in darkness. But I was held, like my body was like black and red coals on the grill, my whole body. I knew I was in hell, and I knew I belonged there. God later let me know that I was there because of unforgiveness. And as I'm there, I'm just there. And the Lord later let me know that you were there because of unforgiveness. Absolutely. And at the time, I didn't know that I had unforgiveness like that. I always thought I was somebody that forgive. But God showed me you have not forgiven the things that happened to you in your past. So although I thought I had reconciled it, I thought I had forgiven it, come to find out, because again, I was very depressed and I wanted to die. But come to find out, had I died at them times, God was showing me you're not gonna go to heaven, because you got some things that ain't finished. You got some things that I'm not finished working out in you yet. And I was very much so aware of that. I wasn't mad at God. I knew I was supposed to be there. It wasn't no dispute. Like, why would you let me go to hell? Like I knew I had earned that. I had earned that right to be standing suspended in outer darkness on fire. I was fire. I was fire. I was brimstone. That's what it looked like, brimstone. I was fire and I was brimstone to burn forever. Sometimes I say to myself, I didn't see a lot of the stuff I've heard other people say they saw, like people suffering and stuff like that, and people crying. Like, I didn't see all that. And I'm not saying that that stuff doesn't exist. I'm saying that's not what I saw. And I can only go by, what God showed me. Um, when I knew that I was there, me seeing myself in hell and learning that I was there because of unforgiveness, that I really hadn't let go of the past. I really hadn't forgiven the way I thought I forgave. It shook me to my core, because it let me know, wow, you could really think that you've done everything. You could really think that you have really forgiven people, and come to find out you hadn't. Like, that really bothered me for a long time, even to this day. That is one of the reasons why I forgive very quickly. I will forgive, baby, I will forgive you. First of all, Jesus died, and Jesus forgives the sins of the world. So it's like, how can we not forgive? We cannot go to heaven if we don't forgive. That's heaven 101. That's heaven 101. And although I thought I had, as I'm suspended in darkness, I realized it's because my heart, I hadn't forgiven people. I still was holding things against people that in my thoughts, I thought I really had forgiven them, but I hadn't. My experiences with seeing these different scenes in hell showed me that we create the hell that we're going to experience. We create it. It's very personal. It's very strange. It's very personal to our own lives. I've always wanted to, and I tell people this, I've even told y'all this before. Even when I wasn't doing right, I wanted to do right. But if I had died at that point because I wasn't where I needed to be, I would have, if I had gone to hell, I would have kept seeing these same images. The new Shalina would have been screaming at me the whole time. Get over here. And I mean, she was mean, okay? She was very mean. The one that I saw standing across that gulf. And it was like a big gulf in between us that I couldn't get across. I wanted to get over there, but I couldn't get over there. And the Shalina that was standing on the opposite side was screaming at me, get over here. Had I died and went to hell at that time, that's what I would have experienced. Over and 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 over. Had I continued to watch porn and all of that, I probably would have went to hell and experienced people walking weird looking animals into cages, over and over, over and over. It's hell is an eternal place. It does not end. I probably would have experienced that over and over, over and over. And then I probably would have been cut back to the scene of me suspended in outer darkness and stayed there for eternity. And then, so I think what I pick up like from the different patterns that I see is number one, you will get a screen of everything that you've done in this life play before you. All of us. God is so good that he lets us see this stuff while we're alive. He replays your whole life. Now, when I saw myself driving through the Popeyes drive-through while the church was on a fast, and I thought it was funny to break the fast and go to Popeyes on the way to rehearsal, God was letting me see you forgot all about that, but I didn't. I didn't forget about that. So a lot of the things that all the choices that we make, and that wasn't the only thing I saw in that vision. I saw a lot of stuff that I had done play over. I'm looking at my life. Like it's like it flashes before you, like you get to see your whole life. But it goes so fast. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's almost like choo. But you could, when it does it, you know everything about it though. It's so strange. Cause when that scene with the Popeyes, me driving through Popeyes drive-in flashed, that's all it was. But when I woke up, I remembered everything that happened. And I had totally forgotten about that. So um come to find out, I was experiencing the hell that I created. All those visions were personal to my life and to what I had done and I had seen. um so God really doesn't send anybody to hell. We send ourselves in real life. I'll say it again. God doesn't send anybody to hell. We send ourselves. And we will be judged by our deeds. If you don't believe me, the scriptures for that is Romans 2 and 6 and Revelations 20 and 13. where the Bible talks about you will be judged on your deeds. So I know it's a lot of people that'll preach, oh, it's all covered under the blood of Jesus. Yes, grace, the grace of God is to help us do right, not do wrong. The grace of God, the mercy of God is to empower us to do right, not wrong. That is what receiving God's grace is. That is what receiving his mercy is. It's not a license to go out and do whatever you want. Because according to Romans 2 and 6 and Revelations 20 and 13, we will be judged by our deeds. I thank God that when I was having those visions and going through that, even though I didn't care, because my mind was so warped out, I was so depressed, God cared enough about me to show me, listen, ma'am, you're sending yourself to hell. I don't want you to go. So let me show you a little bit what it's like. It was nothing that anybody, I would not wish it on anybody. I would not wish that experience. I would not wish the things I saw on anybody. People think they're going to go to hell and party with Michael Jackson or whoever they say in hell. I don't know if Michael Jackson in hell. I'm not trying to judge him or nothing like that. But people got this warped sense of they're going to go to hell and see all their favorite celebrities, or they're going to go to hell and kick it. It's not like that. First of all, you don't control, you don't get to, you don't have no control over what you're experiencing, what you're seeing. We have control right now over what we do for the most part. We get to control right now while we're alive. But once we die, we don't control, like you don't get to say, I'm finna go party. Or I'm finna go down here and see who down here in hell with me so we could kick it and play spades. That is the worst deception. That is scary, and that is not how any of this works. That is not how any of this works. That is not how any of this works. Hell, God warned about hell so many times in the Bible, how horrible it is, what the experience is, and how it's eternal. So we live a short time on earth, and our lives determine where we go, the way we live, the way we live. And God is holy, right? God is holy. So if he wasn't gonna let me in heaven watching porn. I don't care how. Yes, he loves me. But if I decided that I wanted to, even after seeing what I saw, if with that man and that half woman, half horse, if I had woken up and decided, well, that don't mean nothing to me, I'm gonna keep watching porn because God died for all my sins, I would have woken up in hell. It's a lot of people there that love that are saved or but the grace of God and the mercy of God will lead you to the right path, not the wrong one. So a lot of the decisions that I was making were completely contrary to God and his holiness. And God ain't going. Don't let people lie to you. God is not going. He's not going at all. There are people who have sacrificed their lives and don't do what they want to do because they don't want to go to hell. And God is not going to allow people who don't care and who play with him and say, oh, I'm gonna do what I want and God gonna forgive me. Or another one, people say, well, I'm gonna just ask for forgiveness right before I die. All of that's wonderful. But I personally, based on what I've seen and witnessed, I wouldn't even play with it like that. And let me be clear. A lot of those visions and stuff happened years ago. And I still didn't really walk the way I was supposed to be walking, even after seeing it. Even after I saw myself suspended in outer darkness burning, I would still go out and do stuff. But those visions are engraved in my head. And one thing I know is, if I were to continue to live a life that was not holy, if I were to continue to live in a way that was not pleasing to God, then I was going to open my eyes in hell. It is God is not a liar. And his word says that we will be judged by our deeds. What did you do? What did you actually do? Did you actually live for me, or did you actually live for yourself? Did you actually walk in the purpose I told you to walk in? Or did you decide you were going to do what you want to do because you thought I was a joke and was going to let you into my holy heaven with me? We don't do, we don't watch porn. Ain't no porn in heaven. Ain't no weed in heaven. We ain't going to be able to get high. These are things we have to work out while we can. And the Bible talks about working out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling. That's how serious it is. It's not some lackadaisical, oh, I'll figure it out later. No, we should be afraid to go to hell. It's not a joke. And then people will say, well, how could a loving God send folks to hell? Well, when I was down there, I knew God didn't send me. I knew it was me. I knew it was the things that I had done. There will be no excuse. There will be no uh 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 uh, uh dialogue where you get to say, "Wait, Lord, please, 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 please." That's it's over at that point. Anything else I wanted to say about that? That was really it. God cared about me and where I was going to spend eternity when I was ignorant and didn't even know. Now, I've been saved for a long time. I've been saved for a long time, but that doesn't mean that I've lived right for a long time. So this it's a process. It really is a process. And we depend on God because we know we need him to help us to get to heaven, obviously, right? But we also have to cooperate. If God was just going to send everybody to heaven anyway, then why did Jesus come? And the Bible says that he wishes for no man to perish. In other words, God don't want nobody to go to hell. However, he has to honor his word. Number one. Number two, what he also is showing me is, if you don't want to live right and do right and be in my presence the way I'm telling you to be in my presence and walk like me the way I'm telling you to walk like me on earth, what makes you think you're going to do it in heaven? This is all one big test. The whole thing from the day you was born, just one big old assignment, one big old test. How will you choose? He said, I put it before you, life and death. You choose. Well, God controls everything, yeah. But he gave us a free will. A free will. And so my prayer is always, God, help my will be like your will. Help me to want the things that are of you, because I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Okay. I don't want to miss it. I don't have time to be around demons the rest of eternity. I don't want to be suspended in outer darkness. I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to be thirsty. Child, they say you be so thirsty in hell, you be begging. This a scripture where somebody went to hell and they was in hell talking about, tell my family and my brothers, don't come here. Don't come here. And then I saw another one where this man in the Bible was asking for just one drop of water. That's how thirsty and depleted he was. Can somebody just give me one drop of water? I don't have time. I love water. Okay. And the mere fact that you have all of your senses, you could feel everything, you could taste everything. Imagine the dryness because you in heat, you're hot and you're burning. And then knowing you're never gonna get water. I don't have that is not how I want to spend my eternity. So those were the things God allowed me to see. I believe because he allowed me to see those things that it helped me with my walk with him. Because he was showing me, as much as I love you, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, that's where you're going. I'm no respecter person. That's where you're going. So I wanted to tell y'all about that. When I do my live about what God showed me about smoking weed, I'm gonna break down that vision of me leaving that beautiful field with all them pretty flowers, constantly jumping over the cliff to get to the weed. And when God showed me that, I was an avid weed smoker. And even after God showed me, I still continue to smoke weed because I didn't understand what was going on. So I thank God for his understanding. I don't smoke weed anymore. I don't smoke weed anymore. But it took a while because I saw that a while ago. But it wasn't until God explained to me what I was looking at and broke it down to me that I stopped. I stopped. I don't have it to do. First of all, ain't no swishers. Let me be silly for a minute. Let me lighten it up just a little bit. Ain't no swishers in heaven, okay? All it was the tree. It wasn't nothing to roll it up with. So I don't even know why I kept jumping. Kept jumping. Wasn't nothing even to roll it up with. What was I gonna do? Go down there and eat it? Because that would have been all I would have been able to do. But in the vision, every time I kept jumping, nothing. I basically would like die. It was like I was committing suicide because the cliff was huge. Like the field of marijuana was way down. I can't wait to tell y'all what that means. So God shows us these things as warnings. He don't want us to go to hell. And one thing he showed me, he said, girl, you create your own hell. You send yourself. I don't send you. You send yourself. Because I lay before you life and death. You choose. Shout out to New Nation. Okay. Are y'all laughing because ain't no swishers? No, no, no. Ain't no swishers. Ain't nothing to roll it up with. So what you jumping down there? But it was my appetite. My appetite for it was so strong that I couldn't help it. And I would literally stand at the cliff, consider. In the vision, every time I would consider, if I jump down there, am I gonna die? But I wanted it, the pull of it, the urge of it was so strong that I kept going. I kept jumping. So I wanted to tell y'all those things. Again, these are visions I've already told my family about. I was telling them about it when I saw them. Okay. But God allowed me to see that stuff going on in hell, but he's also shown me beautiful, 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 beautiful things about heaven. I've also seen things like, I remember one time I had a vision that I was in this blue, like this. I guess I was outside, but it was blue. It was very blue, the color blue. And in this vision, the blue was alive. Everything in the spirit realm is alive. Colors are alive. Like blue isn't just the color blue. Blue has like an essence that you could feel. You could literally feel him, feel the blue. And I had never seen this color blue in my life, and I probably will never see it again. There are so many colors in heaven that you have never seen. You will never see them on earth. Beautiful. You don't even have names for these colors. I ain't never seen no stuff like this. Ever. Beautiful. So, yes, God has allowed me to see myself in hell, and that bothers me to my core because I hate that so much. I hate that so much. And at one point, I'm like, God, are you trying to tell me that's where I'm going? Is this what we doing? Are you trying to tell me I'm going to hell? So the devil would mess with my mind and say, you saw yourself in hell. That's where you going. That's where you going. But I bind that. I ain't going to hell. Okay? Not at all. Um, but I also seen things, parts of heaven that are absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Listen, I have heard. One time I had a vision. I was in heaven, or yeah, I was in heaven. I guess I was in heaven, or I was looking at it. I don't know. But the music, the I don't know. Listen, I told Babe Nation before how God would give me whole songs in my dreams. Whole songs. When I say God gives me entire songs, all the best thing I could do is wake up and try to mimic, try desperately to mimic what I heard. You ain't never heard no singing until you hear the angels. You ain't nobody in the world. It doesn't even exist here. The level of worship and singing that I heard. And God will give me whole. This is why I'm so excited about my CD, because most of it, Jesus wrote it. I can't even take no credit. I ain't do nothing but go to sleep and hurry up and wake up and write it down so I wouldn't forget it. Absolutely. So I'm going to be singing those songs on my CD. But when I would hear them, of course, in a vision, you don't know this isn't a song that's on earth already. You just thinking you hearing music and it just sounds so beautiful. And the presence of God be so strong. And then you wake up and realize, holy crap, I just heard a whole song. And you try to hurry up and write it down. You try to hurry up and write it down. But even when I sing them and try to recreate what I heard, it's not even close. I would say it is, I may get it 0.0001% of what I actually heard. Beautiful, y'all. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So that was my experience. Those were my experiences in hell. Not fun at all. You would think it would change, it would change, make me change my ways immediately after I saw them, but it didn't. But I thank God for his grace and his mercy for even allowing me to see that stuff, and then still be able to wake up. Like, I'm so glad none of the stuff I saw is my reality right now, because I wouldn't even be able to do it. Okay. Um, so that's what I wanted to tell y'all. I love y'all so much. Old Chipper is going down. Okay. It is go. It is going down. And let me tell you something about these songs. When God gives you songs in your dream, he give you the whole song. The whole song. The hook, the verses. Uh, You literally wake up and just sing what you heard. The melody, all that. I'm tempted to sing one of them, but I don't want nobody to steal my stuff. Mama Rosie, one time, when I was much younger, still living at home with Mama Rosie, I think I was a teenager. God had did that one day, let me go to sleep and hear the angels sing a song that wasn't even in the earth yet. Still ain't in the earth because I ain't put it on no CD yet. That's my stove, y'all. But one day, God gave me this song in a dream, and I woke up and sang it for Mama Rosie. Mama Rosie loves it. And that was many years ago. And ever since, she been begging me, please, baby, lay that down. Please go in the studio with that song. Please. It's so heavenly. And that's only something God could do. So I'm very excited about the music. And it is produced by Jesus himself, literally. When you find out that God just wants the credit for your life, it's a beautiful thing. It's like, Lord, all you want from me, you just want the glory. You can have it. On my music CD, Those songs that I heard in heaven, I wish I would put somebody else's name on it. Absolutely. You're gonna see. You're gonna see when I do my CD, you're gonna see produced by Jesus on some of them songs, because that's exactly where they came from. Absolutely. Babe Nation, I hope you guys are safe. I know there were an earth. Some people are saying two earthquakes today in New York, and some people are saying one earthquake and then the aftershock of it, the aftershock of the earthquake. Um, and the earthquake was a 4.8 magnitude. I thought that was interesting. 4.8. Given what's happening on 4.8, I thought that was interesting. And then I heard that the Statue of Liberty got struck by lightning. I thought that was interesting. So let's make sure we pray for the people that's in New York, for their safety, for their families, their pets, and all of that. My mods, well, one of my mods was affected by it today, so I'm praying for Bluty. Bluty, our prayers are with you and your family, and we're so sorry for your loss today. Um, but we are living in the end times for real. You're going to be seeing a lot of stuff like that constantly. And don't take it lightly and say, oh, well, they always have a hurt. It's always an earthquake. Oh, don't be deceived. Do not be deceived. I love y'all. We got to keep each other in prayer. I actually got some really good news tonight about something that's going to be going on this channel. So I'm very excited. And I'll be able to tell y'all about that sometime next week. But I got a call and I'm very excited about something that's coming to us. So just stick around for that. I love y'all. I'm about to finish cooking my dinner. And I'll call y'all back. Love y'all. Oh, what do I think of Trump's Bible? Oh, so they said Trump did. He got a Bible, and the first part is it the first part of the Bible that's the regular Bible, and then he got the Constitution or something in the back. Trump, and then he's selling it for like $55. Trump needs the money, okay? Trump needs the money, okay? Trump just sat around here and lied about how much money he got. Now it's time to pay up, and come to find out, Trump don't got no money, child. It is so sad. Child, Trump around there selling gym shoes, Bibles. He's a Timu model. Child, he could come do your lights and hang up your TVs. Trump said, I am open. Okay, I will do whatever. You gonna go to the nail shop tomorrow, child, and you may see Trump down there waiting to do your feet. Okay, Trump is outside trying to get his money. Okay, it's like, can we please get a candidate that's worth going outside to vote for, please? Can we please get one in my that's worth going outside to vote for? And it's so funny. Even the deception of Donald Trump is so interesting to watch. People literally see all the stuff he's been indicted for, all the stuff he's been found guilty of, and they still find a reason to say, "Oh, but he was the best president." It's scary. Like, you really gonna ignore all these news reports? But okay. We got to pray for our leadership, pray for our country. There is a risk right now of war because Iran is mad at Israel. And the U.S. is on high alert, saying that we could possibly be attacked. So we just got to pray for our nation. These are some fickle times. Absolutely. And I believe God's judgment is on us. So it's a good time to get right with God. Absolutely. But thank y'all so much for coming to the live. I've enjoyed y'all today. I enjoyed y'all this morning, and I've enjoyed y'all tonight. We supposed to be back on here Monday. But listen, if something comes up that's worth talking about, I will hit this live button and come on and talk. Absolutely. Yep. Watch, fast, and pray. Hey, Valerie. Hey, Kilolo. Yeah, unfortunately, I do too. I heard the Lord tell me, Nicole Goddess, that there are dark days ahead. Give me 1 second, y'all. Thank y'all so much. A few days ago, the Lord told me that there are dark days ahead. Here's the thing, though. Um, I wasn't sure if he meant like dark is in outside or dark is like every time God speaks, I can't assume I know what he's talking about automatically. When he says something, I a lot of times go back and ask, Lord, what does that mean exactly? Okay, because his ways are not our ways, his thoughts are not our thoughts. So I just because he's told me dark days are ahead, I don't know exactly what that means. So I'm asking, okay, does that mean it's going to be dark outside for a few days like they think it's going to be after April 8th? Are you talking about dark days for the country? Because as far as God's children are concerned, it's our time. Okay. We on the come up big time. Absolutely. Absolutely. We on the come up. So just because things are affecting our world, when you in God, they don't necessarily touch you. And that's a promise. He told us 1,000 will fall at your right hand, 10,000 on your left, and it won't come near you. Okay. So I used to be scared when God would say stuff like that to me. But now I'm not. And these days I know better. Same thing when the markets crashed, I think in 2016. It was so many people losing their property, so many people struggling. God was blessing me like crazy. It was like I was living in a whole nother world. Like I wasn't even living in the US the way I was being blessed. So that's why we asked this morning, whose economy do you trust? Because this economy ain't gonna be around here that long. And people are gonna have to start building up their faith so that they could stand. This is why God has given us all of these warnings. He's given so many warnings, so many warnings. But he wants us to get our minds right, get our spirits right, so that when these things happen to our country, we're not around here flabbergasted, falling out and scared. Even during the pandemic, it was the same thing. A lot of people was going through. I thank God I had so much peace. I had so much peace. So just because things turning in the world don't mean it's gonna turn your world. Absolutely, it doesn't. Because God is able to protect his children and have us buying houses while the world going crazy. You'll be somewhere buying you a new car while they somewhere blowing up something. That's just how God is. Absolutely. So we don't fear, we don't worry. But I did hear that. I did hear him say that we have some dark days coming. Now, that ain't no lie. Okay. Um, so we just stay in prayer, stay in faith. I love y'all. Oh, God, I just can't believe what's going on this channel. I just can't believe it. This is all God. Listen, every time we come here, we are witnessing God's goodness. Y'all know how I was. Okay. It's funny to even think about. Y'all know how I was. Y'all know how I was. So God will take people and he'll change them just for his glory. So you could see God changes people still. He's still changing people. He's still working on people, even in 2024. He's still doing miracles. He's still gonna bring out the best in you. Absolutely. So I even look, y'all, I'm shocked too. Don't come for me. I'm shocked too. Okay. This is not my doing. This is all him. This is all him. And I thank him for allowing me to get to this point. I'm so grateful for y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting my channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Please like the video, and I will call y'all back. Peace.